Tannen, and I'm a lifestyle blogger and a sensory branding and marketing consultant. And with me today is my partner in crime, Molly.
Hi everyone, I'm Molly Ades. I own a clothing line called Molly Ades Maternity, and I have a blog at soulma.com. And I have two little boys, Bennett and Andrew, who are 6 and 8.
And I have a 15-month-old. I don't know where the time went, and his name is Aiden. Molly and I actually met on Instagram. We connected, and we decided that we wanted to support other women entrepreneurs. So we have this new series called Lady Boss Mamas, where we interview other successful women entrepreneurs, and we get real on some really interesting topics. And today with us, we have Carey Bradshaw.
Sure, I'm Carey Bradshaw, the original one, and I'm here in Santa Barbara, California. I am the founder and CEO of Hooter Holster hands-free pumping bras, and I have a 2.5-year-old.
And her name is?
Oh, Ainsley.
Ainsley. Great. So we're going to just dive right into the topics. And the first one today, of course, for you, we're going to be talking about pumping. So if you want to share with everybody how Hooter Holster started, that'd be great.
Absolutely. I was in the hospital after having a C-section and trying to nurse my daughter. And the nurses had me start doing some power pumping. And they took a surgical belly band and cut 2 holes in it. And that was my hands-free pumping bra. It was pretty demeaning. It was pretty unattractive. And I was already pretty vulnerable at the time. I was working from the hospital room. As you know, when you own your own business, and my husband and I have a marketing agency called Creative Butter, we were in the midst of big projects. There's no maternity leave. So I ended up power pumping, and then circumstances happened and I ended up exclusively pumping for my daughter for a very long time, and just decided there had to be a better way. I created Hooter Holster because I didn't like the other hands-free pumping bras that were out there on the market. So Hooter Holster.
Wow, I love that packaging.
Thank you. Designed by Creative Butter.
Where is the most awkward place that you've had to pump?
I have had to leave business meetings and go pump in bathrooms very surreptitiously. I have pumped on trains. I have pumped on planes. I have pumped in more bathrooms than I could possibly count.
What's the biggest challenge that you went through, the biggest hurdle that you weren't expecting, and advice you would give to other mamas?
For me, I've had my own business for a long time and thought I knew what I was doing, but I've never created and marketed. And it's really, really tough. My goal is to have everything manufactured and produced in the US, specifically in California where I am. And so finding a manufacturer that would do small batches and making sure that I was sourcing sustainably, these are all challenges. I also don't sew. So that was a lot of fun.
You are now writing a column, just like, Sex and the City style.
I am.
Could you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. My husband came up with the funny name for the column. It's called Eggs and the Kitty. So it's Carey Bradshaw meets real life. And it's a mom column in Santa Barbara Family and Life magazine. It's monthly. And I just write about being a mom, all the challenges that we face on a daily basis, challenges with kids, challenges with friends, challenges with relationships with our partners, and also the fun stuff.
And that was the topic that you involved me in, was on relationships, which I found very interesting. So for those that didn't get a chance to read your column, and we will put it on the screen and make sure that people head over there, but tell us a summary of that relationship one, and what were your biggest ahas? Was there something that somebody wrote that you're like, you know what, I need to put that into place?
Totally. So it was about how to avoid the roommate trap with your partner. I find that with my husband, now that we're running 2 businesses together and raising a child, our transactions together are transactions rather than any fun time. And when you're an entrepreneur, time is tight, money's tight. You just don't get to do a lot of fun stuff that we used to do together to keep our relationship fresh. And so I was out with girlfriends and decided to pose some questions. And I got some fantastic feedback. I just brought it out to the mom community online, and everybody had something to say. And my favorite one, somebody had written in about creating a wish jar. And it can be for simple things such as, a 10-minute back rub or something like that, or a scary movie night. And each week she and her husband pull something out of the wish jar and then have a week to fulfill that other person's wish. And I would love to say that I've already implemented it, but it's on the list.
That's great. I have a question. So you have these businesses and obviously the experience of motherhood and now this column, how is the writing sort of helping or contributing to your business? And I tell other moms and entrepreneurs this too, even if they don't think they're a writer, we have these labels oh, I'm not a writer, but I think writing can be very healing and therapeutic, and obviously telling our stories helps other people. So have you found any insight into that since you started writing the columns?
I have. So I've blogged for a long time, and this is just an extension of that I guess is just reaching a wider audience. I do find it therapeutic, and I'll often come up with topics based on something that happened to me during the day. And then, an example of something that I've really enjoyed, I recently wrote a blog it was for Infant and Child Loss Awareness Month. And if you've been on the Hooter Holster site, you've read my story. I'm not going to go into it here, but becoming a parent was a long journey for me. And it's something that I had no idea was so common. And so I wrote about it, and I was just very honest. And I've gotten the most wonderful feedback from other women, other moms, other people trying to be moms about how helpful it was to hear someone talk honestly about it.
That's great. That's the best. I think sharing our experiences like that is so important because you feel like you're the only one going through it.
Exactly. I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's great.
I went to the story circle the other night with a bunch of women. And the thing is that often we're really hard on ourselves, but also on other women, and it's why are we so hard? Because at the end of the day, we all share common threads. It's we have similar things going on, or we're experiencing similar emotions, but maybe it's a different stage, maybe it's different characters, but seriously, life is tough. So supporting one another and really not having that judgment is so key. Mm-hmm. And the more we share our stories, the more we realize, oh man, okay, she's got it hard too. Because I think with Instagram and with all the social, it can sometimes seem that our lives are just perfect, and they're not. No one's is, right? So should we pull a card?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I don't know if you've heard of this. What's your word? MyIntent.org. So I got a bracelet from them, and also this deck, and I really love it because it helps you get into the mood of different things, whether it's dreams or just motivation. So I'm gonna have you pick a card.
There we go.
And your question is, what would you do if you weren't afraid?
I have a fear of heights and falling, so I probably would go skydiving.
It really helps, actually.
I'm sure it does. I'm going to put it on the list along with making a wish jar.
Yeah. Molly, what would you do?
Okay, so I would give a speech on a stage to a giant group of people.
Ooh, I do coaching for that, Molly.
I'm working my way there.
Oh my gosh, Carey, we had so much fun with you, and I really appreciate you sharing all of your insight with your business. We're gonna share with people everything that you talked about today. And thank you so much, and we hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a pleasure.